The Scottish Cup is this weekend, but we have got some transfer news to dive into. But it's not quite transfer news 2025-26 because see, once this Scottish Cup comes to an end, everything is 25-26. But I tell you what, Atalanta, they're looking forward to next season and they want to sign Arne Engels, right? Let's talk about it. Celtic fans, right? Would you sell Arne Engels, right? And how much would you demand? Would you take the money you spent on him back, or would you take a wee bit more? Is he detrimental to your team, or can Celtic fans see a future without Arne Engels? So we'll head over to transfer market. All right. Now his contract doesn't expire until the 30th of June 2028. He did sign a 4-year deal back when he joined in August, I believe. Now his market value once he joined Celtic was in fact in May, it was 9 million euros. Now, well, I'll say no, in October it was 11 million euros. December, 11 million euros. Then, as we moved into March, it moved up to as high as 12 million euros. So that is the latest on it. So according to Transfer Market, Arne Engels' value has spiked up a wee bit. He's grew 25%, so to speak, moving from 9 to 12 million. Of course, he is a Belgian international. He made his debut for Belgium on the 6th of September. He has been recently left out of the Belgian squad due to Nico Raskin. You know what? I could sit here on my high horse and say Nico Raskin's the greatest thing ever, and he is. But honestly, I don't even know who the other Belgian midfielders are, but maybe you could have called both of them up. But I guess if it's a choice between the two of them, I can't say I blame them for picking Raskin. I mean, let's be real. Raskin is in better form. Arne Engels is probably going to walk away with a treble. I can't deny that. That's factual information there, folks. I know I'd rather a treble than my player get picked for a certain national team, but there's a reason why Arne Engels ain't getting picked. And despite impressive stats, they just fancy asking over him. But they do play different. You know, Arne Engels, he's definitely more attacking than Raskin. But saying that, Raskin since Barry came in is definitely he's unlocked another level in his game. Most people probably thought he didn't have. But in terms of Arne Engels' stats this season, he has played 53 games, 10 goals, and 13 assists. Now he does take a lot of corners, and we all know he takes a lot of penalties, hence the name Pengels. But regardless of all that, it's decent return. 23 goal involvements in 53 appearances. In the top six split, though, he's only got one assist in four. So, his last couple of games in the split haven't really been up to standard, have they? In the UEFA Champions League, 10 appearances, one goal, three assists. Again, not the greatest return, but it is the highest level of football. No goals or assists in the Scottish Cup. In the League Cup, he's got four assists in three games. But I think that was the game against Falkirk where they subbed him on. And then it felt like he set up every single Kuhn goal because Kuhn scored like four. Did he score like 3 or 4 goals? I can't even remember. So yeah, 23 goal contributions and 53 appearances. So let's go over to Nico Raskin then, just to compare. For example, right. So Nico Raskin this season for Rangers has played 48 games, which is five less games than what do you call him, Engels, but he's also got eight less goal contributions than Engels. But I think crucially for Nico Raskin, even though he was picked in the last international break all the way back in March, in the top six split, listen to this for Nico Raskin: 5 games, 3 goals, and 4 assists. Fucking, I mean, 7 goal contributions and 5 appearances for my guy from centre mid. That is mental. But Atlanta are reportedly pushing to sign Arne Engels. There's been concrete attempts to sign him. The Scottish Sun reported that Atlanta may make another move in the summer to acquire the player. So yeah, 53 appearances for Engels. I'm not going to diminish because he's took corners and penalties. You've still got to put them in the back of the net. And you've still got to have good deliveries for corners. I mean, I don't understand this argument though that people like. I mean, penalties is one thing because, but you still have to score them. But see with corners, you have to get a good delivery. See more often than not, you're put on set pieces because you're the best in your team at them. You know what I mean? Like that is literally it. Like, yeah, there is instances where you have Celtic put this guy on penalties, right, to try and help his goal return. Probably. But there's also a part of them that probably feel this guy's the best guy that we've got at taking them. And it makes sense, but Celtic fans, leave it down below. Would you be upset if Celtic sold Arne Engels to Atalanta? Well, put it this way, right? I wouldn't be that bothered. I don't think Arne Engels is all that special. I think if Celtic kept him, good job for them, because I think he's decent. But I think if they get rid of him, I'm sitting here thinking, well, you know what? I think Paulo Bernardo's pretty good. I rate Malik McCoyan. But Celtic could probably sign a guy for like 4 or 5 million that could just be as good as this guy. But yeah, maybe that's me being biased there with the blue tinted specs, but we'll have to wait and see.